Aloha and good day, friends, yogis. This is a simple, beautiful class with Nicole Spirit to teach you the very basics of yoga. So we're going to start today. If you've got a yoga mat, roll it out, stand on it, and hopefully you've got something comfortable to wear. So let's just begin and learn a few simple things. First thing we're going to do is just tune into our breath. We're going to notice how we're breathing, and the intention is to create a long, smooth breath. And I love the little statement, a long, smooth breath becomes a long, smooth life. So we can even bring our hands over our lower belly and just perhaps close your eyes. Maybe your feet are hip width apart. You can have your feet as close as touching. And we tune into the yoga pose known as Tadasana, which means mountain pose. So you are creating the essence that you are tall and strong like a mountain. So let's breathe intentionally. Take a big inhale, slow your breath down, and then a nice, long, smooth exhale. So keep breathing like this, and I'll describe what the actual word yog means. It is the union or the yoke of the body and the breath and the mind. So sometimes we get into that place where we think that yoga is just about doing some fancy poses and that's it. But the asanas or the poses are actually just one limb of what's known as the 8 limbs of yoga. So take another deep breath for me. And I want you to think about what the body does when it experiences stress or trauma or anything challenging. Basically, the main thing is we go through fight or flight, which are physiological reactions, but we also freeze. And the main thing that freezes in yoga is the breath. So I want you to think about, no matter what's going on in your life, whether you do any actual physical poses today or not, that your breath is the most important limb of the 8 limbs of yoga. And the actual Sanskrit ancient yogi word for this is pranayama. So prana means life force and yama means control. So life force control. How are you going to control it? By mindfully breathing. So when we take a long, smooth breath, we actually release the energy of fight, flight, or freeze, and we come into a more balanced parasympathetic nervous system. It's basically when our body does a rest, repair, and rejuvenate. So even if you just learn a few things about yoga today that have nothing to do with actual postures, then I feel super, super grateful and happy. So the next thing you might notice me doing is smiling. So notice how you feel right now. Whatever's happening for you, even just taking a big breath and slowing things down and smiling can cause a mindfulness that goes through you that helps to erase all of the old conditioning and programs and ways that we believe that we're supposed to be happy or healthy. And we want to actually just tune into the energy that smiling creates. And I love a beautiful acronym for smile is start my internal love energy. So we're still breathing long and smooth breaths. We've still got our hands over our lower belly, which is known as a reservoir. This is where we store a lot of our good prana, or the word qi is the Chinese word for life force energy. Or you might have even heard the word ki. For example, you might know the term Reiki, which is the Japanese expression or words that mean the transfer of universal life force energy. So that's when we get really good at finding our own chi or ki or prana. And then we learn to mindfully send our good energy to others for healing, for enlivenment, for whatever we want in a good context. We never send bad energy. All right, so we've got some interesting concepts. We've got this concept of breathing, pranayama, in a more mindful way. We've got the concept of asana, or standing, or being in a posture or pose. And now I'm going to introduce the term dhyana or dhyana, which means meditation. So I want you to just think about meditating or slowing down your thoughts into a mindful place. So you're like, I thought I was doing the basics of yoga. And you know what? You are, my friend. So I want you to meditate for a couple of moments. Now, we can change our hand position and bring our hands to our heart, which brings an energy of focus. So this is also concentration, known as dharana. So don't worry about the Sanskrit words. They're interesting, but for the most part, I just want you to concentrate or focus on 3 positive things. So we're going to meditate while we think about something positive for us. So if you have a vision of yourself in a negative light, I want you to try to perhaps create an image of you healthy, happy, all the good H's, honest, humble, all the good H words, anything you can think of. And you know, health and happiness are the main 2 that I think of, but of course, just visualizing yourself in a place of good health and happiness, basically what I would call your highest vibration. So one of the kindest things that was ever said to me when I was feeling really down and low and having a breakdown like humans do, maybe sometimes it turns into a breakthrough, somebody said to me, I'm going to imagine you in your healthiest and highest self. So do that for yourself right now. Like if there's some goal you're trying to reach or some dream that you have, I want you to dream it now as though it's already real. So for example, I'll use myself. I quit a bad habit that I've had for 30 years. And when I would do my meditation, I would try to visualize myself without this habit. So I don't care what your bad habits are. We all have things that we could improve upon. And I'll tell you a bad habit that I will share. I didn't drink a lot of water for like most of my life. So I'm a good halfway through my levels that I think my human is going to go through. And one of the things that I've improved is drinking more water. And maybe even saying water is my favorite drink. So if you're feeling a tiny bit uncomfortable, you can move your hips around, you can sink your tailbone, bend your knees. Standing might not be the best place for you right now, so sit down. And the next vision and wish I want you to meditate on for the next couple of moments is to visualize somebody else or an animal friend or a collective group of people or animals that are healthy and happy. One of my favorite animals on this planet are dolphins, and I'm so excited where I live that I've been visualizing the dolphins swimming healthy and happy for a very long time. And I saw that in the Pacific Northwest, we have now gotten the Pacific white-sided dolphin back. And so a photographer that I love and revere posted a bunch of pictures of dolphins this morning. So before filming this class, I was looking at these dolphins, and for me, that was something that I visualized for some other group of animals or people, or even one person or animal, that they're healthy and happy in their beautiful, meaningful, chosen environment. All right, I am babbling on, but you know, this is part of yoga, is realizing that there are different aspects to it, not just poses. So the last wish or dream that we're going to make is one for this beautiful earth that we call home right now. So I want you to visualize living healthy and happily on this earth. And if there are areas where there is war or there is conflict, can we do our best to send a a thought of healing, love, and prayers to any area of the earth that is not experiencing a state of harmony and good balance with nature, with fellow humans, with animals, with the environment. So sometimes we refer to the spirit of the earth as Gaia, which is said to be a word that represents a name that we can call our earth and the energy that is there, that it's not just this big solid hunk of planet traveling through the cosmos, but it's actually a living, breathing, alive energy. So I'm sending my love to Gaia, to planet Earth, so that all animals and all beings can live together in great fruitfulness and harmony. Right, so that's a lot. Let's release our hands, and now we've already worked on 3 different aspects of yoga, which just makes me super happy. All right, we're gonna step our feet a little bit wider apart. We're gonna put our hands on our waist, and we're gonna think about enlivening our spine. So the spine moves in 6 directions: side to side, front and back, and twisting right to left, or spiraling. So let's now bring our arms up overhead. If you were seated, go ahead and stand up, and we're gonna do a lateral bend. So I'm gonna bring my feet a little closer together, and I'm just gonna lean to the right. So you can mirror what I'm doing. You would be leaning to the left, or you can do the opposite, lean to the right, and just smile. Feel this whole left side body opening. Push your feet into the ground, and just notice how it feels to breathe mindfully. I've got my puffy dolphins smiling on my shirt. Good, and then we're gonna come up. So if you're taking life or yourself a little bit too seriously, see if you can smile, start your internal love engine or energy, and then we're going to lean to the left. So again, feel your body rooting through your feet. Be like a tree. Visualize even that you might have tree roots and that you're opening the side body. Yes, your tree trunk is your physical body, and your arms are your branches and leaves. Come back up to center, wiggle the fingers, feel that energy, and then we'll gently lower the arms down. Now the next direction we're gonna go is front to back. So I'll move sideways so you can see me. Let's start by just rubbing our hands over our kidneys at the low back. And the kidneys are said to store our vital life force energy. That's our energy savings account. And they also can store fear and anxiety. So I want you to just imagine sending some love to your kidneys, noticing your breathing signature in life. How do you breathe normally? And I want you to just imagine releasing any fear. You can do this. If you've tried this video even for a couple of minutes, I commend you. I'm sending you so much love and healing. And we're gonna do forwards and backwards bends with the knees a little bit bent as well. So very simple. Lean forwards, puff up a little bit, lean back. And if you're really good at yoga, asanas, and you already have a really huge, healthy, strong back bend, I just want you to back off a little bit and just come into a really mindful space. Just notice how it feels to accentuate your back moving forwards and backwards. Where's your little smile? How's your breathing? Good. And then come back to center. Good. So give your kidneys another little rub. Pat them if your arms can get there, and then shake off any yucky energy. Shake it away. Let it go. So we just did side to side, lateral, front and back. Now we're going to do the spiral from side to side. So hands can be at your sides, and we're just going to start to gently let our fingers feel like they're skimming over water. If you have any injuries or your body isn't feeling so great, this is actually a lovely move to do. Now I'm thinking of the knees, and sometimes the knees aren't that happy, but I just want you to feel your spine twisting from side to side. And if your knees do bother you, you can do this seated again. Sit down and just gently move your spine from side to side. If it's available, show me those beautiful teeth, smile for me. And this one is a really nice move that you learn in QiGong, which is Chinese yoga or energy skills. Qi means energy and Gong means skills. So how does your back feel? How does it feel to twist it and be mindful and breathe and to just think about the body and the breath and the mind doing the same thing? And you might have heard this expression that yoga is also meditation in motion. So I want you to notice how we're creating a mindfulness while we move. We're not just flinging our body around. And this isn't to put any other sports down. Like, don't get me wrong, everything's super good, but I just want you to connect with a mindfulness. Like if you go for a run or if you do any form of physical activity, can we connect with our breath? Can we notice our thoughts, our mind, our consciousness? So for this, let's slow it down, and maybe you even feel your fingers or imagine them skimming over water. Your breath is long and smooth. And you know what? We're almost done. This is where we're just creating an introduction to yoga and to my favorite part of yoga is connecting with super consciousness. And that's the 8th limb of yoga known as samadhi, which basically means dreaming. Your imagination is lit up. You're connected to the source, the spark, the creator, God, goddess, the energy that was behind what is in all of us. So release anything that's connected to religion or politics or anything that tells you how you're supposed to believe in the spark. But I want you to connect to something that makes you feel good, and daydreaming for me, using our imagination to enliven our own life, to create a sense like we are healthy, happy, and well. So my last request of you is to shake your body. I want you to start to shake and vibrate. And again, if you're seated, just sit and start to shake a little bit through your arms and maybe even bounce your legs a little bit. So find your breath, shake your tree. This is a nice move from QiGong. And I love this move because it shakes away the old detritus, the debris, the energy that doesn't work for you anymore, your old cobwebs. It allows your body to create a new, vital, and energetic program for living your best life. So if you shake and smile, you can't be in a bad mood. And that's a really good place to start. For me, that's like a miracle. So bring your arms up overhead. And if you know me, if you've met me in person, you know that I love miracles. And I even make people miracle bracelets. So I do charge a small fee, but for me, it's not about making money. I just want you to feel like there's miracles in life. If this feels like too much with your arms over your head, just keep yourself shaking and bouncing here. And hey, there's another thing you can do while you shake your tree. You can let your heels bounce into the ground, just to create a little bit more energy to pulse out any of that yucky stuff. All right, I hope now that you're feeling like you're alive, even for the for the stupid, for the yucky things in life. I wasn't gonna swear, but gosh. So even for the yucky, not so good things in life, I want you to just feel like there's hope. Feel like there's energy of renewal and rebirth and that there's some super wonderful things ahead of you in life that maybe you haven't even tuned into yet. All right, let's release and just pause and feel your energy. Maybe you sense and feel energy zipping around in your body. Maybe you connected to the energy of a tree. And you can let me know in the comments how you like this class, if there is a tree that you wanted to connect to today. And I just want you to slow down everything, your thoughts, your breath. Maybe you're still smiling a little bit. And my wish for you is that there is faith, there is grace, there is the energy of love and healing, and that no matter what's going on, that you are greatly loved beyond your highest imagination. So let's finish off. If you're seated, stay there. If you're standing, bring your feet together, and we'll bring our hands together at the heart. And here's a little dedication that I say at the end of my yoga practice. You can just listen. We dedicate the merits of our practice to all sentient beings. May all beings be relieved of their suffering, and may we dwell together with great fruitfulness and harmony. And the last little saying you might have heard before, but it simply means, the light in me greatly honors and sees the light in you. And it's just an expression of greeting. It's namaste. Thank you so much for your time and energy. I wish you a wonderful day. Do some positive things for yourself today. Maybe journal your goals and dreams. Maybe you drink more water today. And perhaps you do some more yoga or QiGong. I wish you so well on your journey. Get in touch with me if you're interested in more yoga, and I have about 275 classes on Yoga with Nicole Spirit. Take good care. Thank you so much. Hands up to your third eye. Little bow.